So you have had quite the day, to say the least.
Yeah, I've had quite the day. So, guys, I was in Atlanta for a few events for the past few days, getting ready to the action that took place today at Stop Cop City. And it was amazing. I mean, I have some decent video footage. If I could figure out how to get it all put together, we might be able to put something interesting together with it. But yeah, there was tear gas. There weren't any arrests. There were some people that got hurt. It was a little scary. There were some explosive sounds. And the thing that really kind of freaked me out was someone pointed out that they have these like giant, and in some of my pictures, I might be able to show it at some point. These giant, like they look like satellite dishes on top of their tanks, because there was like an army tanks. Like it was ridiculous. I'm walking in a group of people that are chanting, "Love is our strength." And they're staring down tanks and police and riot gear and body armor, and it was ridiculous. But yeah, it was a little scary, and yeah, that's what happened today.
What is the result? Because I know today was supposed to be like a moment of truth, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how it ended today, but you know, this is very scary, and people really need to be aware of what's going on here, because there are people, this is not private property. This is public property. And it's just like an example of how horrible like the Atlanta situation is. As my friend and I were walking back to our car, and it was just the two of us. So we're two like over middle-aged women walking with purses. Okay. And we're walking back to the car, and there's two police officers blocking this entrance to the park in which my car is parked on the other side of the park. And this is a public park. And I walk up and he goes, "You're trespassing." And I'm like, "I just want to ask you a question." "You're trespassing." And I'm like, "I just want to ask you a question." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, if my car is parked in here, can I just go through here?" He goes, "No, you're not allowed to go in here. You have to go around." So we had to walk around like a couple of miles around this thing. And so they are literally just sitting there to prevent people from being able to go back to their cars just to be dicks. Like this is the nonsense that these people have been dealing with for 2 years. And one of the women that I saw there was one of the women that they call the elders of the forest. And she is one of 4 women that was arrested. And when I say she's 90, maybe, I mean, like old women, they were sitting in chairs in front of this entrance to this land, which, by the way, again, public property. And they were arrested a couple of days ago, these 4 old women, for sitting there trying to protect the forest. And so this is the kind of stuff that we're dealing with here. It's out of control.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people really just kind of, this whole concept about living in the proverbial bubble, as we talk about, it's no different than the way people who are viewing what Israel is doing to Palestine in such
wait, somebody is saying that every Palestinian protest ends in death. First of all, Stephen, you've got to just let it go, man. We're just never going to see eye to eye on this. Sweetheart Mia, I was just at the largest Palestinian protest in this country. There were 300,000 people there, and nobody got arrested or hurt. So I don't know what you're watching, honey. Turn off the Fox News. That's all I can say. But you know, it's like, what's amazing is that people that never came on and watched before, that are all like freaked out that I'm taking the stand I'm taking. It's like, look, we were all brainwashed the same way, and I've just realized it. And I feel bad that people are stuck in it.
And the other thing that I think a lot of them are really having a hard time wrapping their head around is the fact that you want to free Israel, or you want to free Palestine from Hamas. That ship has sailed. That's long gone.
Talk to the people that gave them Hamas. Let's talk to Netanyahu about Hamas.
Yeah, do you know that Bibi Netanyahu actually funds Hamas? And on top of that, you have, and I was saying before you came on, the baseline. It's not the over-exaggeration. This is the thing about warfare in a country that has only one view of what is happening right now. When they say that 11,000 people have been, that civilians, 11,000 civilians have been killed, that is the basement. That is the low number for how many people have been killed. It could be thousands more, and thousands more children. I mean, listen, you have seen the video and the documentation of the infants in the incubators in the hospitals being killed. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand, at what point do you just reject humanity and say, well, the Jews wouldn't exist or Israelis wouldn't exist without this? Well, I can assure you that the more that this goes on, just like the more you police this country, it's not going to get better. You don't make a nation better with more bars, more guards, and more walls.
No, but, and I would suggest to the people that are thinking like about not condemning Hamas, it's like, here's the thing. I want everybody to imagine being born in a concentration camp. And that's all you know in your whole life is being born in a concentration camp. And you might want to think about doing things to escape said concentration camp and get out of it. And you might even feel slightly violent towards your oppressors. That's a very, strong likelihood. So I just think people need to envision that. I don't think people quite grasp that this has been a concentration camp since 2006. So the majority of people that are actually in there were born there. And all they know is that they're born in a concentration camp that they can't escape from. But the thing is this, I will start condemning those things when and if the state of Israel gets in compliance with international law. As soon as the state of Israel gets in compliance with international law, I will be very happy to have like a very reasonable discussion about this. So long as they're in violation of international law, I have nothing to do. I just have nowhere to go with them. So when they get in compliance, then we can talk. So
Michael,
that's where I am.
Michael, if nobody is following if you're not following our Facebook page, if you're not following Jen Perlman on Facebook, I would recommend that you do, because the Israelis have found our page.
Oh, they're going after me. So I get this phone call today. I'm driving from Atlanta to here to my parents' house. And I get this phone call from, I'm going to say it. I don't care. I'm going to give the guy's name. I don't care. He called me.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just
what? He's an attorney. He called me as an attorney. Are you kidding me? Of course I can. Scott Kleiman called me, and somehow he's representing JCC. Yes, he's representing JCC and is upset because he said that I posted something claiming to be on the board of JCC, which is absurd. So I called Peter and I'm like, did you maybe by accident, you meant to say JVP and maybe there was an autocorrect and something.
For the audience that's listening, could you please enlighten them as to what the JCC is and what they do?
It's a Jewish community center, and it's a Jewish community center. It's national. They're all over the place. My kids went to preschool there. They've got lots of classes, programs, a nice gym, whatever. It's a JCC, but I'm not on the board, and I've never been on the board. So I thought maybe Peter put JVP, Jewish Voice for Peace. Maybe it was like an autocorrect that changed it to JCC. I'm like, could we have accidentally put out something that said I was on the board of JCC? And he's like, absolutely not, no way. So I finally got the guy to send me the post that they're referring to. I didn't show it to you. I didn't forward it to you. So it's not from us. Somebody took our post, and this is what, and I'm quoting, Jen Perlman, this woman lives here, Davy, all caps, attends every protest against Israel. Boycott her, as I don't know what that means, from the JCC, where she serves. League of Women Voters, co-chair of JCC, Broward, unbelievable, spread as much as possible.
Who is this? So, what's the person's name?
You can't see it. So the guy the attorney who sent it to me that said this was where they were getting that they thought I posted it. But
I already told you, I'm pretty sure I know who it is. So
well, what I'm telling you is when the picture he sent me, you can't see it. You see?
No, I can't.
It's cut off. It's cut off. You don't see who it's from. Right. So I don't know who he got it from, but I responded to him. That's not my post. You should follow up with whoever posted this. It's not from my account, but I appreciate the shout out. And then I told him I have never claimed to be affiliated with the JCC. I am a member of the League of Women Voters. And that's all I said. So they've already they're coming at me. And you know what? Good. This is just from last weekend. So they've already only had like a week to be stewing.
Oh, it's going to get worse. Imagine if you were a candidate. Good God in heaven, they would have a cow, and they would have 10 cows. But that's the thing, guys. That's the thing. And I think you can really speak to this, Jen, that I don't think people really understand because of your background, because of the fact that you are a native Jew of North Miami. that this gets to people like them probably more than any person who's a progressive that feels this way about what's going on, somebody who may be a person of color and so forth. But the fact that it's not just one of their own, it's the fact that one of their own Zionists has broken away from the plantation. They cannot wrap their head around it. And every response, listen, the responses have gone from, you're a terrible person, to shame on you, to how could you do this to your own kind?
Yeah. You know, it's amazing. It's how can my own kind do that to other people? Let me tell you something, for anybody out there, I am so at peace and resolved at where I am on this, that no matter how angry, how loud, how many Zionist talking points, like it's really just wasting your time. It really is. I am beyond educated on this. I said it like when I started looking into this, people who don't know me, when I start researching, I research. I have been researching this now for the better part of 2 years. I have spent countless hours. I have read so much. I have watched so much. I have interviewed people. I am at a very peaceful place with my position on this. I am happy to share that with people and educate them, but we were lied to. And the sooner people realize that, the better we will all be. Now, I don't know that people will realize that. I know that I'm going to get a lot of shit from this, from where I grow up. I don't care. I always wondered if I was alive during civil rights, would I have done the right thing? Would I have stood up when everybody else in my neighborhood was not with it, and they were thinking that how dare I, like sort of like in The Help, you know, like would I have had the balls to do that? And I don't know, but I know that it could be the hill I die on, and I'm okay with that.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.